Hello everyone, welcome to the show. This is Uche Philip Emoji, and on today's episode of the show, I am going to be cutting you premium soap. This is how Lagos State real estate developers, all the big boys, the likes of Landwey, the likes of Pwan, the likes of, Veritasi homes, all of them, this is how they became billionaires. So if you stick to the very end of this video, you're going to find out. So, Lagos real estate developers exposed. Okay, so before I say anything or further or, tell you what I want to tell you, I want you to listen to this excerpt from an interview that Wale of Landwey had with Tayo Aino.
I struck a deal with a particular guy that has this land somewhere in Ibeju back then that I wanted to sell. So I said, okay, I can help you sell this land. Give me 50 plot out of this property that I can help you sell. But I visited this property one day. This guy wasn't the owner of the land, but he had a deal with some families that they will help them do some documents, and then they will give him part of the plot. I addressed them that I'm just a young guy trying to sort myself out, and I've been selling part of the land. So they gave me for 50% of the amount he was giving me. It was a good deal. On that same place, from 50 plots, I ended up buying over 600 plot of land.
600?
Yeah, someone said, I have this land, can you help me sell? I've been trying to sell for some time now. And the price he was giving was way below the market value. So I started selling. I made a lot of money from that deal. Wow. And
so if you listen, toward the end, he said, I made a lot of money. I made a lot of money from that deal. And when we're talking about a lot of money, don't think 20 million, 50 million. We're talking about hundreds of millions of naira. So what is this way that these real estate developers, mostly all of them, if you ask them their story, they will tell you that they did this, and it's simply called sponsorship. It's called sponsorship. So this is how it works, basically. They meet a family, or a family meets a developer, ancestral owners of land, they meet a developer and they tell them, okay, we want to develop this land, or we want to start selling it off. So can you help us to sell off this land? Or can you help us to do the documentation? Can you help us do the survey? Can you help us do the clearing? Can you help us do some development on the land? And they kind of come in a JV, a joint venture partnership with these developers or real estate companies. And they say, okay, if you do this, we are going to either give you a certain portion of a land, a certain portion of the land, or we are going to transfer the power of attorney to you to be able to sell it. And then you can mark up with whatever margin that you so decide. Okay, let me break it down for you. Recently, one of my contacts, he told me about this particular deal in Ownahome in Ibeju Lekki town. I hope I got that right. And, around that time, somebody messaged me and told me, hey, Uche, I have like $100,000 that I want to invest in something. What can I do? It's something that can really happen fast. And so that was the time that I got that that deal alert. So I told him, okay, real estate, you can actually get this in a year. You can actually get amazing returns in a year. And so while I was still trying to explain to him how this works, my contact closed the deal with another investor. So basically, I'm going to put on the screen what that deal entailed and how that went about. There was a family entrance fee, there was a clearing fee, there was a development fee for the road, pavement, and everything that concerns that. So this is the MO when it starts. The families, Omonile, mostly ancestral owners, they always run out of cash. So I don't know how they do it, but they always run out of cash. So every now and again, they will be needing cash for something, whatever, this and that. So when they want to raise money, they have these pieces of land. They have vast amounts of land. They have these pieces of land that they want to start developing. They want to push to the market. They want to get money from. So most times, like I said, because they don't have the cash, or even sometimes your bank will tell you, which is smart investment advice, which is OPM, other people's money. You don't put your own assets into an experiment like that or an investment of that magnitude. Instead, if you can make other people's money work for you in this stead, which they do, so they ask investors, put in your money. We have the proper documentation, which is very, very important before you start. We have the proper documentation for this land. We have all the perfect title. Or sometimes they don't really have the perfect title, but it's freehold. They are still trying to regularize it, and they don't want to go through all of that hassle. And most times these developers, they have contacts at the ministry, at the registry, at government, and all those things. So they are hoping that these partners can help them, get the land up to speed, and then they start selling. Then they get a greater percentage of that. So in this case, the former one that I mentioned about Obiowoko, there was 350 acres in consideration. I think 350 or 150. So the facilitators are to bring, in 2 stages. The investment is in 2 stages by the facilitator, which can be a real estate developer, an investor, even a realtor, anybody. So the facilitation goes thus. The first part of the investment is family entry fee, or you just come to the family and then you tell them that, okay, we want to do this. Sometimes it can be 5 million naira, 2 million naira, 18 million naira and above. So you're just telling the family, okay, we have interest here. Hold this one first. Then, secondly, you have the development. Okay, this is what we're going to do. We're going to clear the road. We're going to put this. We're going to put the gatehouse. We're going to do the fencing and everything. So you're going to strike a deal with them. Usually, your lawyer and everybody that is involved. So this is an art. Not everybody can do this, but the people that brave this and know how to deal with it, when they do it, it becomes so profitable. So when you meet with them and tell them this is what we want to do, so they can now tell you, okay, per every acre of this land, we are going to give you 1 plot. So an acre is like 6 plots. So for every 6 plots in this land, you get 1 plot. So you're going to do the survey, you're going to register the survey. When all of that is done, you can see out of like 350 acres or thereabouts, you can see yourself getting up to like 100 and something plots, So after that happens, that plot is your own plot. So in this case of Obiowoko, the family was selling for like 2.5 million naira. That's the family price that they were going to sell after everything has been done on the land. But neighboring estates around that place are selling for like 5 million naira, 7 million naira, 7.5 million naira. So you now have the rest of those plots, 100 and something plots, to sell by yourself for whatever amount you want. And like I said, if you now strike another deal with the family, you have the power of attorney to now sell for them. So instead of even selling for that 2.5, because of you have access to great marketing, a pool of marketers, realtors, thousands of realtors that want to sell for you. That's why most times you see real estate developers giving realtors some ridiculous mouth-watering percentages, because they want to push this property, and you see yourself making hundreds of millions if you do the math. And I'm going to post what the whole Obiowoko situation. If you do the math, you can see yourself getting hundreds of millions without even touching the land that they've given you, just selling for the family. And that's what Wale said he did. He sold for the family and he sold for another guy, and that guy was selling way below the market value. So sometimes they are not worldly enough to know what is obtainable, especially in a place that, especially that time when Ibeju Lekki was just developing. Some developers took advantage of it in Epe, So that's how most of them started. You go hear Nola in his interview, he will say he started from Ibeju Lekki. They amassed so much amount of land and money from selling Ibeju Lekki land. Then he started coming to the main Lagos, started coming to Ibrahim Adesanya, Ikati, and the likes. So, but it would be remiss of me to just tell you this and not tell you the dangers. Of course, they are dangers. What are the dangers? First of all, like you know, with Omonile and these families, there's a lot of scam involved in this. So you need to have people that have been in the game for long and understand how this works. You need to employ your lawyer. You need to have the people in the registry. You need to hold them like this, and make sure that they are not double selling to you. They are not forging titles. They're not giving you claims that cannot be backed up, because you're putting your money into this. So if it goes right, it's massive. But if it doesn't, you're going to lose a few millions. So how can we take advantage of this? Like I said, this doesn't always pop up. It's people that have their ears on the ground that, you when this sort of deal comes, okay, there's this one that's happening here, there's this one that's happening here, and then you go after it. You're going to do your due diligence. So you, as an investor that probably will have bought land, one plot, 7 million, you're getting it for very, very cheap. And then when you start selling and you partner with people like us, partner with other developers and other brokers, you can actually really, really, really make 9 figures, 8 figures in just a year. And it's massive. It's very, very, very massive. So what are the steps that you're going to take? So if you're interested, you can contact me, and anytime I have such deal, I would alert you. Or you can also contact me for more inquiries how this works if there are some areas of this video that you do not properly understand. And when such deal appears, you get your own independent lawyer, you get your own independent people to search and say, okay, this thing that this family is saying, is it backed up? Is there any court? Is there any encumbrances? Is it under government acquisition? Is there any court suits on the land? You need to just find out every single thing. Then when you have done that, you now have to make an agreement with the family and make sure every single party is represented. And after you've made that agreement with the family, you start development at once to secure the place. And you contact a marketing team, and you do your estate gates, you do your estates fence, and all those things that are involved. And then you start selling. Sometimes you find that after selling like 5 or 6 plots, you've already recouped your investment. And then anything after that you're selling is just basically profit. Apart from what you'll be spending on marketing, maybe pushing Facebook ads, Google ads, and Instagram ads. So that is it. That is how these guys make money. And then maybe you might be saying, oh, that's so much risk. But the truth of the matter is that you need to take high risk leads to high results. So low risk, low result. So, when you have a portfolio, you have the different levels in your portfolio: low risk, medium risk, high risk. So it's not everybody that can do this, but the few people that do this and it goes right, they become billionaires. In a few years, most of these guys just became billionaires and be able to start their own real estate company and were able to buy in more prime places. And in places like Epe that's opening now, so many estates are opening up in Epe. These are what most people that don't even have all of the money, because even most times these real estate developers, they don't have all the money. They're not buying this land from the family directly, especially the ones that are still up and coming. They have these sort of deals with them and everything going right, and barring any other inconsistencies, you have made a killing. So that's it. That's how these real estate developers started and became big boys and became billionaires and now have empires of their own. Sponsorship and its variations, and you can take advantage of that with something in the tune of 5 to 10 to 20 million. Something that probably will not even get you a plot in Ikate. You can actually get like a couple of plots, hundreds of plots in a place like Ibeju Lekki, in a place like Epe, and then when you sell it, you can actually sell and get profits in the hundreds of millions. So I hope you understood every single thing that I have said in the past few minutes. Thank you so very much for watching. If you're interested in buying land, interested in buying any property, contact us to get started on your journey. Also, if you want more clarification on what I've just talked about, contact me. And here at Owning a Home, we believe that owning a home should not make you lose sleep, so we're committed to giving you the very best property recommendations and insider real estate gist. So till I come your way another time, this is Uche Philip, and kindly like, kindly share, kindly subscribe, and I will see you in the very, very next video. Bye-bye. Whoa.
So I have a question. Is this man I want to talk?